Welcome to a brand new episode of the Real Life Podcast, a member of the Nation Network of Podcasts and delivered by DoorDash.
Welcome to Real Life, everyone.
What is going on right now?
I think that I'm in love with Matthew Tkachuk.
Are you guys all drunk?
Bag Milk, are you dabbling in potash?
What?
Are you dabbling in potash?
What does that mean?
Oh, okay. Well, it's a conversation for after the pod. Go ahead.
Episode 360 of the Real Life Podcast.
Potash?
Kylie Yaremchuk, Jay, Bagged Milk, Chalmers. That was an interesting intro.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's my real question
For our Sasky guest is who should I bet on in potash? You'll find out.
Okay. We will certainly find that out. The podcast is brought to you by the HGA Group, who we love very much. We have an exciting guest coming up later on in the pod, who I'm assuming you know.
I know.
Well, I'm assuming
Do you know?
I'm assuming like people listening already know, like Ben Hebert. People know Ben Hebert. He's a pretty big name. Sorry, I got really distracted because I just saw this piece of news come across my Twitter. Chalmers, you're going to be interested in this. NFL suspends Falcons wide receiver Calvin Ridley for the 2022 season for betting on games.
Oh, no.
Whoa. And you know what's funny about him? He seemed like he was at the start line of like creating a distraction to try to get himself out of Atlanta.
Yeah.
Now he's being suspended for the full season for gambling on game.
Yep.
He should go full Michael Jordan and just go play
That's
baseball.
huge. He's a young up and coming receiver who was slated to have like a big next year too.
Yeah, that's really big news.
You're taken back by this.
A little bit. And when I'm just really interested to actually track this specific storyline. I think over the next 10 years in sports, this is something that the leagues are going to have really clear cut and arguably more strict than this punishments for. Like if you are wagering on any games in the sport you play professionally, I don't know, even if you're betting on yourself, right? Like that was the whole Pete Rose thing. It's like, oh, he bet on himself, whatever. But like as more leagues embrace this stuff and get into, sports betting partnerships and all that, I just think these storylines are fascinating to me.
You know who I've been betting on a lot?
Who?
The Oilers.
How's that going?
It's been very depressing.
My wallet took a pummeling on Saturday.
I just can't stop believing.
Why do they play down to their competition, Tyler?
And then they play up to their competition as well, right?
Why?
It really doesn't make any sense.
I know Montreal.
Recording in progress.
Ignore that.
I know Montreal is playing better under Marty St. Louis, but they are still dog shit. And the Oilers looked even worse somehow.
Yeah, it really is like stunning how bad they'll play. And like, look over the last, you want to talk about whether or not this team is capable of making the playoffs. They are 5 points back of LA, 4 points back of Vegas as it sits right now, 1:38 p.m., March 7th. Look back from January. They gave up 1 point in the OT loss to the Islanders, should have won that game. Lost 2 points in the loss to the Ottawa Senators on January 15th. Can't be doing that either. Lost to Ottawa in OT. We're now up to 4 points against bad teams that they've dropped. On the 9th, February 9th against Chicago, there's 2 more you should have had as well. And then you can go to this week where they've dropped 3 points. That's 9 points you've given up just in the last basically 2 months and 7 days against bad teams. You get those points. If you earn those points and go out and just play decent hockey against those teams, you walk out of there with 9 more points.
You're at place here.
You're at 72. We're sitting here talking about tonight as a chance to jump the Calgary Flames for the top spot in the division. And you're not now.
Coach Chalmers, what do you make of this? Oh, he's gone.
Oh, he's in transition. He's transitioning to a different device. But
I was just on mute. What do I think of this? I don't know what I make of this because you're right. Like they play up to the competition when it's good, but they play down to the competitions when it's bad. And that's a team. And I felt like the younger guys, like they were playing really well against Montreal. Do you not agree? Like,
are we just catching the good teams on off nights? Maybe ? Theory? Conspiracy?
I don't know. I usually ask you guys for your view on this because you have it a little tighter than I do. But I don't know. I hate to say anything bad about guys, but it also seems like they play with a little less confidence in front of a certain goaltender.
The one that's allowed 2 goals or more in the first period in 11 of his 13 starts.
Mike Smith, I went to the fucking wall for you.
You did. You really did.
And you are making me look like an idiot. And that's on me. But wow, you looked not that good on Saturday. I'm adjusting the mic height. I realize I hunch over the whole podcast. Now I'm the tall mic guy.
So I'm happy they're going back to Mikko tonight. And I was talking about this on the pregame show. And
that's a weird statement to say, but yes, you're not wrong.
Happy they're going back to Mikko because this guy's allowed 13 goals over his last 5 starts. That's very good. You know who else has allowed 13 goals over his last 5 starts? Jacob Markstrom. So the Oilers got a shot here just because if they get the goaltending, right?
Yeah, if Mikko can just keep us in it pains me that these words are going to come out of my mouth, but the Flames have been on a heater.
They're legit Stanley Cup contenders.
They are. I will not use those words. You said them, but I don't I'm just saying, wow.
But it's amazing what goaltending can do for you.
Mm-hmm.
So can you answer me one thing about our goaltending here, Bag Milk? Why are we consistently going back to Mike Smith when we have a guy who
got to get him going?
Keeps
gotta
winning,
Schmitty
right?
Got to get him going.
Okay,
Schmitty battles out there.
Okay, but if it's so it is not getting him going. It's not working.
Yeah, it's not what. No, so now cut bait. Bye.
So tonight, if Mikko can Mikko solidify him as the number one if he just comes out and wins the game tonight?
He can't be our number one. He can't play number 1 minutes, but it has to be a goalie duo of Skinner and Mikko now.
You're done with Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
So
100%, man.
Do you think Ken Holland is?
No, that's the problem.
Well, so how would you divvy up the starts this week? Calgary, Washington, Tampa.
Mystery illness.
Yeah. What is that?
That's weird. That's weird after getting just pounced the night before. Yeah. All of a sudden now mystery illness.
And didn't even show up to his media availability after.
Because of mystery illness.
Yeah, that's right.
Beating up ego.
Weird. And that's something else I want to get to. If Mike Smith was more likable, I would have sympathy for him. And that's not saying he hasn't been likable.
He's likable if he's winning, because when he's getting into players' faces, you love that we're winning, but we're losing and he's getting into players' faces.
It's just,
and he's sucking.
I don't love using this term, but it's piss baby. It's piss baby stuff. He sits there and he yells at his young defenseman, and then he picks up the puck against Montreal after making that glove save and holds it up to the crowd and does all that shit. And it's just like, man, if you're going to act like that, you need to play well. You need to back it up. Don't just run around and do that and then not do your media avail because you're apparently sick. And if you were sick and you were a team player, why were you playing? Why would you not say, hey, I'm not feeling it. I'm not going to be able to give the team what they need tonight. I'm stepping aside.
Fair questions.
So how do you
see how you play 60 minutes against the Habs and you can't come talk to Gregor for 20 minutes after, 5 minutes after.
If I was ill, I would still make time for Gregor.
Of course.
How would you divvy up the starts this week?
Skinner, Costco.
Would you go Mikko and then Skinner no matter what Wednesday and Mikko back at home on Saturday? Or do you go Mikko?
No, I don't like that.
I would maybe for this week, I'd go Mikko. Just because there's those 2 days off.
That's true.
And then go Skinner, Mikko, Skinner or something. Or
I would go Mikko, Skinner, Mikko, Skinner, Mikko over the next 2 weeks and over the homestand.
So they got Washington.
Well, Washington's a must. These we're in must-win territory again.
So annoying.
Must-win territory again. We're playing the fucking Flames, who are, as Tyler said, legit. And that's a challenge tonight. I just really hope that the Flames are just emotionally exhausted from that win in Colorado, and I hopefully we can capitalize on it. So we're just hoping that's what I'm hoping. Calgary doesn't bring their game tonight for the Oilers to have a chance to win,
because they're 2 points out of a wild card spot. The Oilers are.
Washington is drowning, and they've got their own issues.
They've been bad since basically December.
And there's the whole cloud hanging over that team right now. So that one we have a good chance. Tampa, hopefully they're playing the night before in Calgary. I don't know if they are. And then you got Detroit, who's tough to play against now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They're pesky. Buffalo, which they fucking own us for some stupid reason.
New Jersey.
and in New Jersey.
So,
but those all we should win all 3 of those games. So if we can win tonight, and I think we can pull off Washington, we can lose on Saturday and win 3 next week. Then we should be in good shape. But I just don't. Do you believe they will, though? Is the question.
Well, that's the thing.
So you're saying I think that they should be going Mikko tonight against the Flames.
Yes.
Skinner against the Capitals. Mikko against the Lightning, and Mikko again against the Red Wings, and Skinner against the Sabres.
Yeah, I can get behind that. It's just, we just need to win. And like Skinner went back down and kind of had a bit of a slide, but now he's back. I don't like, it's like, and we've also been we've been giving him the Puljujärvi treatment this year. So who knows where Skinner's head's at, but
and just
we got to get him going though.
Ken Holland's really leaning into this goaltending bet he made at the beginning of the season too. Like he's really leaning
is it arrogance?
I don't know, man.
Is it arrogance? Like, cause like we're hearing that like they just don't like what's out there, but like, it's not good over here.
No,
it's not good. So like, why aren't we like, okay. We're not clearly that good in a lot of fronts. Why aren't we trying to make a big swing to get Chychrun? And why don't we try to make a big swing to get Georgiev?
I don't want Georgiev.
Okay, let's go Forsberg.
Yeah.
Let's go Forsberg. And why aren't we trying to get Chychrun?
They should be.
We need Chychrun. We need him. We actually need him.
That's what I don't understand. Like, why is the organization so set on Philip Broberg, despite the fact that he hasn't done anything at this point? The Oilers need to win now, not tomorrow. Now.
So we need to open up our window. You can't.
So are you going first Broberg, Lavoie for Chychrun?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, all day.
Okay. And then you're doing next year's third and Kyle Turris for Anton Forsberg.
I'm doing that.
I'll pack his
That's
bag.
probably the asking price for both of them.
Great.
All right. Well, we just solved it. We're good to go.
I'll drive Turris to the airport myself.
Yeah, gladly. I'll pay for the gas.
Oh, that's nice.
And
I just fueled up today.
Investment. That moves the needle, doesn't it?
Oh man, it hurt.
Yeah. I agree. Like, I just don't think Uncle Ken's wired that way. Hey,
no, he's not.
But like, he didn't come in like he loves to practice patience, and like he didn't come in at a time the patience capital has already been burnt.
Mm-hmm.
And so, sure, I guess in his first trade line he made some moves, but they just didn't work out because he tried to go back to the well, and maybe he should. Maybe who could we get out of? Is it Letty? But anyways, I want Chychrun. I'm on Team Chychrun. I don't even want to talk about Letty.
He's young. He would have some team control.
He's a stud. He can carry your blow. He's a legit number one defenseman.
Pushes somebody down.
Yes. He might be more legit than Nurse.
Chychrun?
Yes.
Yeah. And he's half the price.
Exactly.
Yeah. You're bang on. Like, you should be going out and getting that guy.
You got to go out and get him. But the thing is, like, are we just going to try and get another Kulikov move? Like that's we've wasted all our time. We wasted this summer. We can't beat the Canadians when we need to beat them.
Or the Blackhawks.
We are outside of the playoffs.
Yeah.
We need to be inside the playoffs. That was a directive that was given to Mr. Holland. And we need the corresponding action to align with that goal. And we're not seeing it.
Yes.
And Saturday was brutal. Awful. Like that's gotta be just like losing to Chicago was the straw that broke the camel's back to fire Tippett. That game against Montreal has to be the one to be like, okay, it has to be a big move now. Mm-hmm. A dramatic change needs to happen. We need to bring in some, because we're not going to get it out of this team. Sure. Like the dead cat bounce happened. It's done bouncing.
Yep.
Now we're just,
let's do some roster construction now and give the coach a chance.
Well, in the middle of there, you can't keep going back to the well and hoping Schmitty gets up and running either.
Well, moved on. So, okay. We've now went to that experiment a lot of times and it's blown up in our face. So now let's just take the L and now let's just make these moves and we just got to get in the playoffs because it's about just getting in. Yeah. Right now we're not in. We're not in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. After the start they had.
The Edmonton Oilers are not in the playoffs right now. That is terrible.
Hear me out as we go down, as we fix the Oilers. So let's say you throw Barrie in the Chychrun deal as well. Arizona needs money, right? You got to make the money work.
Sure.
So Barry's in that deal as well. He's out. Now you need a veteran righty. So what are you giving up to get either Pissick out of Buffalo or you're going to get Justin Braun out of Philly?
Braun's probably just a pick, isn't he?
Yeah. They're both definitely just picks, or are you giving up like, if one of those teams is willing to replenish a pick for you, do you go up and give up like Samurikov for a rental D if you're getting a mid-rounder back?
I don't want to give. We can't do rentals. We're not in the rental window yet.
See, and I think they are in the rental window.
Why?
Because they have no money this offseason. So like getting a rental, whatever.
But I'm not going to give away a prospect for a rental.
Okay. Because if you're giving up your third in a Forsberg deal and you're giving up your first in a Chikrin deal, then I guess you also still potentially have your second rounder next year. So you could give up your second for another defenseman. I think you need a righty if you're moving out Barry and like if you're going to go all in, you need to make 3 trades. Mm-hmm. You need a lefty, you need to get rid of Barry in that deal. You need a righty, and that's probably a rental. And then you need a goalie.
Why can't you get like Hagel or something?
Hagel will cost you Puljujarvi and more.
Sure. Done.
You do that. I don't think I would. I wouldn't.
I would.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, but the other thing is like we're playing terrible right now, and Puljujarvi's not in the lineup. So no news is not in the lineup. Like that hurts. But still, we have to be able to absorb that and still beat shitty teams.
Yeah,
that's the thing. We can't absorb that, and we can't beat these shitty teams.
If the Oilers bring out the kind of effort they put in against Chicago and Montreal against the Flames, they're going to get dummied.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be 48-2.
So upsetting.
But no, that's the thing. Oilers are going to come out and they're going to be clicking, and for some reason Calgary is just not going to have their game because they probably went out in Colorado after that huge win, or had a plane party on the way back.
Yeah.
So
rightfully so. I would too. Good for you.
So when the Oilers play Tampa on Saturday, that will be the 4th game in a 6-game roadie for the Lightning. They'll have been away from home for about a week.
Oh, we got a chance.
Need it.
And when they play Washington,
the stars are
they played
aligning.
well against Tampa the last time they faced them.
Washington's on the second of back-to-backs. They play Calgary tomorrow.
We need these wins.
And then the week after, you're getting Detroit, Buffalo, and Jersey.
I guess the thing that's bothering me right now about the Oilers too is that their urgency isn't there.
Yeah.
They're not.
Our power play sucks.
Oh, the power play is dreadful.
We've just lost our, like, it's like, what is, it's
like they've never had one before.
Yeah.
And I don't get it.
It's so weird.
It's just powerless. Like that's what it is. And it makes no sense.
They've got one pitch there, and admittedly it's a very good one.
Yeah.
The cross ice to Draisaitl, but everybody's figured it out.
I don't think I would be going, if he's healthy, right back to Bouchard out there. I think he's the guy who gives you the best shot. I think he's your best
man.
I wonder if he's going to
post too much, but that's like, that means it's getting through. It's not a knock.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah, their power play is just so cold.
And the PK is awful too.
Yeah, they went 0 for 4 on the power play and 2 for 4 on the PK against Montreal.
Awful.
And again, like if you had hot special teams, you get bailed out of a couple of these games. Yes. You probably win in Chicago, and you probably at least go to OT against Montreal with good special teams. You're just not going to.
If you get a fucking save, maybe also mixed in there as well.
Like Mike Smith is so lucky that they got those goals called back.
He got bailed out in back-to-back games from offside reviews.
3 goals in the last 2 games that have been wiped off the board in Mike Smith starts.
We of all the teams in the West, all the teams in the Western Conference, we've given up the 4th most goals against of all teams. Mm-hmm. We are 4th to the Kraken at 207, the Coyotes at 201, the Blackhawks at 198, and then us at 180. Everybody else is at 175 or lower.
Charles, you could almost go a step further than that because they're like a bottom 10 team, I think, since Jan 1 in goals against per game. Check it.
Like Vancouver is on our heels.
Oh no, they're average in goals against since January. Yeah, Vancouver's on their heels. I don't think Vancouver's a threat. Like for the Oilers,
but still,
it's
a threat to us.
Yeah, they are. But it's officially out of town scoreboard season for the Oilers. Like tonight, you better be rooting for Taylor Hall and those Boston Bruins. You need them to come through against LA for you.
Oh,
because they're like, again, we're pessimistic right now.
They did it against Vegas for us.
Yeah. But if Boston can beat LA for you and you take care of business tonight against Calgary, 3 back of the Kings with a game in hand, and you have 2 head-to-heads against LA, 1 head-to-head against Vegas still to come.
Yeah.
But the games in hand don't mean shit unless you're winning. Yeah. The Oilers had a lot of games in hand, and what did they do with them? Nothing.
Yeah.
Felt good though.
Yeah. The next 5 games are important because then we got Colorado and Dallas. Those are 2 like
And we
Huge game.
Dallas is
back on the road.
Yeah.
And Dallas is on a roll.
Oh, are they?
Jason Robertson has like 6 goals in his last 2 games.
Back-to-back hat tricks.
Yeah, that guy.
Dallas is on a 4-game heater, 7-2-1 in their last 10. But then you get San Jose in there. It's like, again, you have to beat the crap out of every team below you. That's Detroit, Buffalo, Jersey, San Jose, and Arizona this month. So you at least need those 5 wins. And then against Calgary, Washington, Tampa, 2 on the road, Colorado, Dallas, Calgary again. You need to go 500 there. So you got to go 8-3 and you got to beat the Flames. So you got to go 9-3 this month. 9-3 is the record.
I'm tired of 500.
Yeah.
It's totally out of town scoreboard watching season. Cause like you said, with tonight, Boston needing to beat LA and we need to beat the Oilers or the Flames. Tomorrow night, you got the Blackhawks. So Eastern teams playing Western teams is huge for us. We want Eastern teams to beat Western teams.
They can take points off the table.
Yep.
Tomorrow night, we got the Flyers at the Flyers and Golden Knights,
Oof.
Caps and Flames, Ducks and Blackhawks. Like those are, it is out of town scoreboard season watching. You can watch every night. Tomorrow night, I will be invested highly in hockey and the Oilers will not even be playing.
I've been doing it for 2 weeks now.
I hate it.
Yeah, well, you're early, but
Wow.
I guess I'm late. I don't know.
No, it's just a function of the situation. Like it's not good.
It's not good at all. It's really stressful.
So like we need to make a move now. Like that's the thing. We can't wait till the trade deadline. We need that help now.
Gosh, it continues all the way through this week. There is always an Eastern Conference team playing a Western Conference team that we need to win all through this week. All the way to Friday when the Penguins are at the Golden Knights and Canucks and Caps. Thursday night, you got Lightning and Flames. Sabres at Golden Knights. You know, it's every night this week. That's exciting. That's fun.
Not for me, Chalmers.
Yeah, it's fun.
No, but the opportunity to have those points being taken off.
But like, I feel like a loser cheering for that. Like
I do too, actually.
Like
we are losers right now cheering for that because we're not winning.
That's fair.
I mean, I don't know what you.
I know
we are what we are.
But that's the thing. I really let this team's performance enter my own personal psyche.
Yeah,
me too.
Like I feel like a loser.
I honestly like that game against Montreal. Full transparency, I didn't watch the end of it because I had a Golden Bears game to call. But like I was just watching along at it up on my laptop while the Bears were playing and just like glancing down and just being like, holy fuck, 4-2. Oh, there's the empty netter, 5-2. And just sitting there being like, God, Monday we have to sit and talk about this team. Like it just drains me. It just sucks.
I don't want to, this is going to do me a total left turn, but you're calling Golden Bears games. I had a friend of mine tell me, and I don't really follow Golden Bears all that much, but it's pretty exciting right now, huh?
Oh yeah. Noah Philp. And here's a little hint for you. A certain GM of a hockey team has been at a couple Golden Bears games this year.
What was he doing there?
Noah Philp, actually. I think Noah Philp from the Golden Bears, who just had 8 points in 2 playoff games this weekend. I bet you he gets 8 teams offering him a contract at the end of this season.
He's the next Derek Ryan?
I think he is. Like he's 6'3", 200 pounds. Dude's just a fucking beast.
Fast?
Yeah, moves really, really well. Has a great shot. Probably scored 2 of his goals this weekend from outside the top of the circles. That's a guy I think the Oilers should sign.
Sniper.
You got contract
He's
space.
right under your nose.
Yeah.
Don't let this one go.
Yeah, I wouldn't let this one go. Anyways, yeah, that's your Golden Bears update. They're moving on. They're going to play either UBC or Mount Royal next weekend or 2 weekends from now in the finals. Rolling. Yep. Anyways, yeah, Noah Philp. Keep an eye on that kid. He's legit.
And all I did was I searched Golden Bears hockey, and of the 3 videos or the 3 things on Twitter that were 2 days ago, every single one talks about Philip.
Yeah, they won. They won 6-2 on Friday. He had 5 points, and then I think they won 6-1 or whatever the next night, and he had 3. He's really good. And that's people don't give that level of hockey enough love in this city. Like I have friends who they don't go to the U of A or anything, but they come to a lot of Golden Bears games. Like the atmosphere is unreal. These are all guys on the Golden Bears side who were like all-stars in the WHL. And they either went pro for a little bit and want to get their schooling done, or they want to get their schooling done first. And it's like really good hockey. Like most of that Golden Bears roster will get pro deals somewhere overseas or here.
Yeah. Oh, especially Golden Bears. Golden Bears is like the elite program in the country, right? So they get good talent.
Anyways. Yeah, they're pretty good. Anyways, before we get to our guest this week,
we have a guest. It's been a minute, eh?
I know it has been a minute, but we got to give
what
some
do we
love.
do with a guest?
We got to give some love to our friends at Twig and Berries, twigandberries.ca. Did you guys see Bearded Brad in some of their new shots?
Yeah.
Have the worlds collided? Oh yeah.
I saw he was at a photo shoot.
Oh, yeah, he's at a photo shoot.
Twig and Berries.
Look at that. He's our boy Bearded Brad.
In his undies?
He's in undies.
Oh, what a guy.
Nate, yeah. So the
Unreal,
Nation brought together a sponsor, Twig and Berries, and an avid
matchmaker,
consumer of the Nation, Bearded Brad.
Oh, I love both.
They're doing a little collabo.
I love Bearded Brad and I love Twig and Berries. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's great. Promo code Nation15. You can look just as good as our boy Bearded Brad does when you shop at twigandberries.ca. Also, did you guys see that post from Oilers Affirmations of Skinner and Chalmers?
No.
I'm going to share it. I'm going to share it onto our Instagram story right now.
I love that new account.
Charles, go look at the real life Instagram story. You were tagged in this on Insta as well. Oilers _ affirmations. If you don't follow them on Instagram, you need to, because they are very funny.
Really good.
Yeah, like really, really good stuff. Like he's got this one. Woody don't lose coaches challenges. So funny.
Shout out to the video coach, by the way. He out there grinding.
Yeah, he's out there on the grind. The other thing I wanted to bring up, our guest just texted, said he's going to be popping in 2 minutes. You know that trend that's going on around on TikTok where it's that like little guy like dancing in the mirror or whatever?
Yeah.
Apparently he's from Edmonton.
No way. That you know me. That good.
And he's like in the mirror, like, yeah. So I just lost the post. There was like a picture of him up in like an Oilers t-shirt.
Yeah. Well,
where did this thing go?
I'm glad he's popping off on TikTok, because that thing got like 7 million likes the last time it came across my feed.
And like,
show me this guy as a boomer.
I'm trying to.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know. Fuck. What's
Because we seem to have lost our boy from Winnipeg, the one who's pouring cheese on shit.
Yeah, he's not really kicking around much anymore.
He's gone corporate.
Yep.
Viral. I'm trying to find this.
Okay.
But anyways, anyone
I
else?
really need to step my social media game up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, TikTok's the weirdest shit ever for me right now, because it goes, my algorithm is essentially babes, stonks, helicopters getting rocketed.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that one's getting
It's
played
the
a lot.
weirdest thing, man. It is the weirdest
It's an interesting world.
space to be for a social media platform.
Oh man, I wish I could find it. He's very hard to like. It's actually very hard to find the video of the guy.
Sounds really viral.
All right. Well, our guest is here. We'll have more on this later. Because when all you know is like the video, it's hard to just search. Like I'm searching guy dancing TikTok. I'm obviously not going to get the results I want.
Well, if it's viral, you would.
All right, let's get to our guest here.
You should just type guy and it works.
Guy dancing TikTok, you're getting a whole whack of suggestions that you were not expecting.
All right. Pleasure to welcome into the Real Life Podcast, the lead for Team Alberta. And this is a very emotional interview for me because I'm also the lead on my rec curling team. Welcoming Ben Hebert to the show. Ben, you are on fire at the Brier, so we appreciate you giving us some time right now.
Yeah, hey, thanks for having me, boys. It's all good. Nice to come on when you're winning. We don't have to have an angry chat. We can have a fun talk. So what's up?
Yeah, not just winning, undefeated.
Yeah, so far, we're rolling along 4-0. I mean, we've had a couple soft games and a couple good wins, but we got a tough test tonight with another 4-0 team. So it'd be a good battle tonight against Team Saskatchewan, Team Dunstone.
So yeah, you're in action tonight. What's the pregame routine like? Like when do you start?
I'm tired.
Okay, fair.
I slept like shit last night, so I'm gonna have a nap after this, boys, and get ready for the game. Treat it like a morning game when I wake up. Hopefully, I get a little energy. I didn't sleep too good last night, but we just crushed some lunch, some curling on TV right now. Maybe watch a little bit of that, and then just get ready. We got our team physician here with us to go through the motions, get my shoulder worked on, get my hip worked on, and get on the ice.
Why did you have a bad sleep last night? Is it because you treated curling like every other person and got really drunk afterwards, or what? What's going down? Big win.
Brier patch.
Brier patch.
I wish that was why. No, I just think it's because I'm old and sometimes I can't sleep good in hotels. And we had an early game, but Yeah, no, I was slept brutal, but yeah, a little nap. I try to pretend like I don't nap on the road. Tell my wife, yeah, we're super busy grinding it out here, but road life's a good life.
What was your line the other day after the draw? I don't know if this was a couple days ago or not, but you were like, one half of my body feels like a 19-year-old, and I forget what the rest of the line was. Yeah,
the other half of my body feels like I'm 95. Yeah, I mean, I've done about 10 million lunges on my left leg and about not as many, not near as many on my right. My trainer always says I should try to equal out my body in the summer, but I don't. I still do the same amount of reps on the left and the right, and my one side of my body's pretty leather. The other side's good elastic still, but I don't know. They made me say something that curlers can relate to.
Oh, there you go. I feel that. Although I switch sides, we do that because
you switch. Well, what hand do you shoot hockey with?
I'm a lefty.
Yeah, same as me. So my left hand's down on my broom. When you switch side sweeping, you don't switch arms down, do you?
No, I don't. I just kind of like whatever shift the way I stand a little. And the reason I mix it up is because I'm the youngest one on my team by about 35 years. So I just got to move by whatever the second and third like to flop as well. Like they're on different sides. So I'm the versatile young guy. I have to do what I'm told or else I won't get a chance to play.
Yeah, I used to be that guy. I wish I was still that guy. Now I'm the old guy.
Now you're a Sasky boy. Is there any mental conflict playing for Team Alberta having to play Saskatchewan tonight?
No, hell no. I want to kick their ass. I could give a shit.
Okay.
My cousin actually that I played juniors with for about 8 years is the lead on the Saskatchewan team.
Ooh.
So we had a little family feud going down tonight. I'm sure most of my family's probably cheering with him because he's never won anything before, and they always they grill me that I've won too much, they say, but I'm still going to see if I can take him down tonight.
Yeah, you're hella decorated.
Yeah.
Let's walk through that. Do you know?
So you were a part of the team, considered
the greatest curling team of all time.
Yeah. TSN named that Cooey rank the greatest team of all time.
No, Kevin Martin.
Kevin Martin. Sorry. Yeah. Kevin Martin.
Yeah. We were stacked back in the day. I mean, whether or not, I still don't know if that was us or just like how the sport was at the time. There wasn't, 10, 12 really good teams. We kind of dominated for a few years there, but that was fun. I wish we could go back to those days. And fuck, it's hard now. Jesus.
How much has the sport evolved in the last decade?
Oh, crazy amounts. We used to go to spiels. Like you talk about why I was tired. When I played with Kmart, we would like look at the draw and be like, okay, that's a win. That's a win. That's a win. We're off Saturday because we qualified A side. We'd book our golf. If we played in September or April, we'd have our golf booked for our day off, guaranteeing when we were going to win the A because it was like automatic. Like the boys we'd win A side. We'd win A side and the boys would be like, hey, we should book some golf for tomorrow. We don't play. And I'm like, boys, I looked at the draw. I had the golf booked before we even got here. And they just laughed. So, the game's changed a lot. Olympics changed it. There's money in the sport now. Television's awesome. Sponsorships. And, anytime you go to World Championships, Olympic Games, represent your country and the world too, not just in Canada. Teams across the world have cranked it up a notch. It's tough to win, but that's what makes it fun. If it was easy to win, Jay would do it. Guys like that.
Sorry, I was just going to say like that, even just visually for the sport. Like I remember being a kid and like sitting on the couch with my dad and watching like the old Furby rinks and stuff. And like you had athletic people doing it, but they didn't maybe look like pro athletes. You watch the sport now and more or less everyone looks like a professional athlete. Like that's been the other big difference too, is like, the quality of the sport's gone through the roof, but like the training, the conditioning, the look of it all. And part of it too, I think, is the TV deals and all of that. But everything just looks like a totally another level than 15 years ago.
Yeah, no, the athletes are better for sure. There's still the odd, guzzler out here at the Brier, couple guys, but, for the most part, the guys on the top teams they're really, really good shape. And you got to be, if you want to beat the teams from Sweden, Scotland, these guys that are full-time curlers, you got to get after it and stay in pretty good shape. So, we're still not afraid to sling back a couple beers. It hasn't gone full water and protein shakes yet, but we certainly work hard in the off season to make sure our bodies are prepped up to be able to play in these long events.
But those beers are off the ice. It used to be BPE, beers per end, in its heyday.
Beers and darts. I was never around for the smoking darts and on the ice train, but I remember seeing a couple small clubs I grew up playing in Sasky They had like ashtrays halfway down the sheet, and I was like,
I'm gonna butcher this guy's name. Wouldn't like Ed Wernick like just have a dart outside his mouth while he's throwing a rock?
I don't know. The wrench, he might have. I didn't get to play against Eddie ever. He's a little older than me.
Oh, he's classic.
The wrench was. He's a cool dude, but I don't know if he was blowing darts mid game.
He's called the wrench.
Yeah, buddy.
Well, his last name's Eddie Wernick, and it's kind of they broke it down to the wrench.
His last name's Wernick.
Coincidentally.
Oh my God. Okay. Trash talk. Is there any trash talk? And if so, how do you slide it? How do you do it?
It's more like under the table. It's not loud getting in people's faces trash talk, but the odd time, like the only time I ever kind of get into real trash talk is if another team flukes a shot. Like we're at the level where it's like snooker, like it's call shot out there. And if you fluke something, and you kind of put the other, I'll throw out the odd jab, like, come on, boys, like we're playing call shot out here or something, like, let them know, I got to let them know that they're full of shit fluky if they fluke one on you. So it's about the only extent I ever get after it. There's been a couple times, in games over the years, it's competitive, right? Guys are playing for cash, pride, points, whatever, and they want to win, right? It's like anything else. There's the odd thing said, but nothing too crazy. Nothing that I've ever seen.
Should we talk Benny and Bo show? I want to get to know about this a little bit.
Well, tell us about the show, and then we'll talk about when maybe it'll come back for season 2.
Yeah, tell us about it. Like, what's kind of the basis of the show? How'd you get hooked up with Bo Levi Mitchell? What's your guys' relationship like? All that stuff.
Yeah, I actually just talked to Bo today. He's actually coming on a party bus to watch me play on Thursday from Calgary.
That's great.
He's one of my sponsors, Caltech Surveys, is loading up a bus full of work guys and clients. And I said, Bo was saying he wants to get out here. He said, I got to get someone to watch the girls. So we snagged one of our local friends in Chestermere where we live and watching his daughter. And he's coming out on the party bus Thursday afternoon to get a good buzz on with everybody. So that'll be fun. But I met Bo at an ATB sponsored event probably 3-4 years ago now, and kind of hit it off. We're close, same age. Our wives are good friends now. Our kids go to preschool together, and turned out he lived just a couple blocks away from me. So during the pandemic, we kind of, pick a few people you're allowed to hang out with, and he was close enough, and we worked out together and played a bunch of golf, and we started doing a podcast. So we'll say we're in negotiations to bring her back for season 2 right now. We're hoping to try to find some time either later this summer. I know he's busy getting ready for it's his last season of his contract. So you have to pick up his game a bit if he's going to stick around for a while. That's what I was telling him. And we'll see what I'm doing next year for curling. I think there might be some shuffling of the deck going on. So I might be looking at a new roster and a bunch of work that needs to be done as well. So we're going to see how it all plays out, and then maybe we can bring back the show. But we had a hell of a time. Talked to a bunch of athletes. Like, hey, I'm not doing a curling podcast. Curling ain't that fun. So, if we're going to do a podcast, then we can do some cool stuff with some cool athletes and pick their brain and figure out what makes them tick. It was a good time. We had some great feedback on it. Actually, we're playing Ontario yesterday here at the Brier, and their second, Dave Mather, goes, man, I listened to every single one of your shows. I loved it. I'm like, holy shit. Okay, cool. Well, so I told them we're maybe thinking of bringing it back. So hopefully we get there.
Who give us some of the guests? What's the list?
Who do we have season 1? We started it off with Mark McMorris.
Saw that, yeah.
And then we had a couple PGA players. We had Max Holma came on, our Canadian stallion, Corey Connors. We had Lee Westwood.
Really?
We had a bunch of Olympians, Marie-Philippe Poulin. Steph Labbe was our highest viewed show. Soccer star out of Edmonton there. I think she lives in Canmore now, but she's originally from, where's she from?
I think Sherwood
just
Park,
outside Edmonton there. Spruce Grove.
Oh, Spruce Grove. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Penny Alexiak, Milos Raonic. We had Doug Flutie, my CFL hero growing up. Kyle Lowry from the Raptors. Yeah, we had some heavy hitters. It was pretty cool. For the most part, I thought we were just going to get some local Canadian. And then like Chase Claypool came on, and I was like, should I not be asking these guys for their autograph, or what's the story here? So I tried to play it cool, like I was legit, but a couple times I was nervous talking to the big dogs. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, that is a hell of a guest list. Outside of the guests, what else do you guys talk about?
Yeah, well, we talk about our opinions on sports. Kind of gave a couple inside looks at what me and Bo do for our sports, whether it be curling, CFL, different mindsets of different sports and what athletes do. We chatted about kind of what was happening during the time. current events, I guess you could say, of the sport world, anything that we had an opinion on that we thought we didn't sound like complete idiots, we would talk about. And then, me and Bo like to dabble into the gambling world. So we sprinkled some cash on a bunch of games and events and tried to win some money with some fans. And we did pretty good, actually. Bo's, he does well in the NFL, if you imagine that. But we won some good ones, won some golf bets, a couple tennis bets, and it was good. We're both not afraid to dabble into the gambling world. So it fits perfectly.
Have you been able to get Bo to bet on some hockey? Can you get him there?
Bo, he's not the smartest guy in the world, but he ain't that dumb. He sticks away. He gets off the hockey wagon. He's the one guy. He's always like, whenever we get hockey guys, he's like, I don't know anything about hockey. And like, it's okay, I got it from here. But he's learning a bit. He's been to a million Flames games. He dabbles in a little bit, but hockey's not his specialty.
Hockey, you're big into it though?
Still play. I played my whole life growing up in Saskatchewan, and I follow it. I follow it enough. I mean, I'm dialed into the Alberta teams anyways, but I still play in my rec league Sunday nights, 9:15, couple snipes this year. It's going pretty good. I love getting out there with the boys.
So when did you curl your whole life? Like, did you come from a curling background, like your parents and all that, or?
My dad played, my grandpa played, but I played hockey till I was about 15, 16-ish. Mm-hmm. And then I realized, how brutal you are when you get all the good players up there. And I had a quick dabble to trying out for a AAA midget team and got buried real quick. And so then I was like, okay, I was getting kind of good at curling, picked that up. But I played lacrosse, I played baseball, I played some junior football after high school in Regina. And so I didn't really curl my whole life, but when I started to win in curling and my dreams failed everywhere else. That's what Bo says to me. He goes, Ben got into curling because he failed at everything else, which is not far off the truth. But,
I got a question about that. How quickly, do you know whether or not you're good? If you're doing curling kind of recreationally, I don't know. I have never kind of understood how, do you get found by a guy and then you start playing with them and then you realize, you know what, we're kind of better than most of the people around here and we could take this seriously. How'd you figure that out?
It's exactly how it happens. We were, me and my cousin, who I actually played tonight here at the Brier. I was probably 14. He was 12. We went to a junior bonspiel. We kind of had two shitty players on our team. Sorry to my two first curling team members, but they were not using
names. It's all good.
Yep. Right. And these other two guys on another team, there was kind of 2 out of 4 that were good. We're kind of looking around and going, we should maybe snag those 2 and make a real team. Didn't even know the guys. Went over, said, hey, your other 2 players suck. Ours aren't so hot. Maybe we team up as a foursome. And we did. Played together for 8 years. We won the Saskatchewan juniors a few times and had a good little junior career. And then as I was getting out of my junior career, I got picked up by probably the best skip in Saskatchewan, Pat Simmons, right out of the gates. Played in 2 Briers. My very first Brier was in Edmonton at Rexall. So sick. It was packed. I was 21 years old. Frosted tips, running out of the tanning bed. I was looking deadly.
Look. 2 earrings?
And what's that?
Were you rocking the double earrings?
No, but I had puka shell necklace.
I was going to say puka shell.
I had it all going on. And I played in Edmonton. And then the next year I played against Kevin Martin in the Brier. And I got a call when I was 22 years old from Kevin Martin and moved up to Alberta.
Wow.
He was scooping me up and I thought I was good. I was terrible. He taught me how to be good and how to be a real pro. And then after that, I worked hard, learned from the best, and I got pretty good.
How's Kevin Martin off the ice?
Oh, beauty.
Yeah.
He's way better off the ice than on the ice. Total prick on the ice. But yeah, no, he's great. Sit back with Kevin now and he loves to have a little, whiskey ginger ale. That's his go-to. And we talk about curling in the old school days of us playing together. I got, a lot of great stories and great memories with that team. So I got time for Kmart any day of the week.
So you joined him at 22, and then when did you guys win your first Brier together?
When I was 20, our second year. So I would have either been 23 or 20. Actually, I won my first Brier on my 24th birthday.
Really?
It was on my birthday. We won our first Brier in 2008 in Winnipeg. And won that Brier, and then we won the next Brier the next year in, where was 09? Calgary. And then we won the Olympics in 2010.
That's a hell of a 3-year run.
Yeah. And then Kevin was going to retire at that point. He had, We started playing with Kevin when he was 39. Like I'm 38 now, and we played with him for 8 years. So his whole plan was to try to win the Vancouver Olympics with myself, John Morris, Mark Kennedy. We did. And then there was some dollars involved for him, so he decided to muck it out for 4 more years. And we had a really good 2011, and then we were kind of shitty in 12 and 13, but work ethic wasn't there. But we still did okay. We hung in there, but we weren't the team we were in 8, 9, 10.
How was the Olympics? That must have been unreal, especially in Canada.
Yeah, it was the best for sure. It's for sure the best sporting, event I've ever been to, and I've been to some good ones. But that was pretty cool being in Vancouver. I was chatting with somebody the other day about it. I was like, it's the only time ever. Like, we're curlers. Like, I mean, here this week in Lethbridge, we feel pretty cool because everyone's here to watch us. But we're not, celebrities by any stretch of the imagination. But in Vancouver Olympics, after we won, it was mayhem. We went to the gold medal hockey game when Sid sniped the winner. We were right behind the net, 10 rows up, like just the best seats of all time for that OT winner. Atmosphere in there was crazy. We couldn't even go get a beer in the stands. It was nonstop pictures, autographs. We had Kevin Martin's like, we'll be cool. I'm like, Kev, we can't be cool. You have a fucking nest, a bald head. Like, everyone knows who you are. So, me and Mark were like, so everyone knew us. We had this couple behind us. They were beer running for us, vodka sodas the whole game. And we just kept it. Because we won the night before the men's hockey game. We won the afternoon. The women won, I think, that night, the women's hockey team. And then we all went to the men's hockey game on the Sunday before closings. And it was a great time.
So my question about that is, like, there's a part of me that would say, you kind of feel a little ripped off because you're in your home country for the Olympics and you don't get to go and travel to like, a faraway destination and have the whole real Olympic experience. But at the same time, you become a rock star here, and people are, and where curling maybe not as much as a popular sport in that country. It might, it's big on TV here for sure, but like you get that home crowd and you become, like I said, like a rock star. So did you have thoughts about that?
No, I mean, we try, I would say this isn't just the same for the curlers, but all the athletes there, World Cups, World Curling Tour, all the stuff that they play in their bobsled World Cups. You travel the world year round. I'm so sick of traveling. Like, for me to come to this Brier and drive an hour and 45 minutes to the Brier in my own truck was a dream.
Sure.
So the travel is the one thing I hate about it. So anytime we can play close to Canada, close to home, in front of the home crowd, like you say, the knowledgeable fans, the people that understand the game, amazing. And we're lucky, I've played in every country in the world you can imagine, and everywhere in Asia we've played, Sweden, Norway, had a world in Switzerland, and they're all great and they're fun experiences as far as the trip goes. But as far as curling and, playing in front of a packed bar, and it's way better to play at home. And so certainly the Vancouver Olympics, I would say, was the best experience. And we won. Like, we went to Korea. We didn't win in those Olympics. Korea was deadly, wicked place, great people, awesome food. We lost, which was shitty. But if I could pick again to play a world championship or another Olympics, I'd want to be at home.
Outside of Canada, what have been the best? Like, you rattled off all those countries, and obviously I'm sure the Olympics and Pyeongchang were unreal, but like, was there a Worlds or something that stands out, or a place you went where you're like, holy shit, I love it here?
Switzerland and Norway were unbelievable. Norway is the most expensive place in the world. We went there actually with my Kevin Martin team. I think we maybe like 2008, 2009, we went there, and we were there for fun. We were golfing. I remember we got there, I was hitting a pitching wedge and it was like 145 yards. I'm like, perfect. And I'm like 20 yards short, and I flushed it. I'm like, what the fuck? And it was in meters. All their distances were in meters all over the course. So we learned that about Norway. We wheeled back. I remember going to grab McDonald's with the boys, just like, nothing crazy, maybe a McChicken combo, side of nuggets or something. It was $100 Canadian for the 4 of us.
What?
$10 for a liter of Coke. I remember in
a liter cola.
So we had to dial back the mix that weekend.
Yeah, no mix.
Great sauce because the mix was too expensive. But that was pretty. But Switzerland was my favorite place to ever play. Played 2016 Worlds there, and I went to World Juniors in there. I went to World Juniors in Flims, Switzerland, 2003, and then I went to the Men's Worlds in 2016 in Basel, and it was amazing. Wife got to come. I had a daughter at that time. She was there. So restaurants over there, you're eating good over in Switzerland, and cleanest country ever, nice people. So it was pretty sweet.
All right. Well, I think we have a hard out anyways, so we could probably wrap here, but I'd love to have you on again.
Ben's got to get a nap. He's got to get into game shape. He's in the middle of the Brier now.
That would have been my last question, because you play, if I'm reading this correct, you play at 6:30 tonight?
Yeah.
6:30. What's pregame routine for a guy like you? Like, you must have it dialed in by now.
Yeah, we got our team meeting at 5. Well, chat for 10 minutes about the Rocks, who we're playing, who's throwing the draw to the button. Wheel down. We actually, Lethbridge Hurricanes gave us their locker room here this weekend. So 36. So we got the full, we're using the Hurricanes gym. So we get in there, get a good stretch, ride the bike for maybe 5 minutes, just get a little sweat going and get the heart rate going, loosen up the weapons. I got to have my left shoulder good to go tonight. And then get out there for a couple practice slides. Boys, it isn't, hey, as much as we're athletes, and don't forget, it's still curling. We can handle it. You know, you can go for a couple slides and you be loosened up, right? So we're not going out there for pregame skate or nothing like that, but just get the body activated and get in a good mindset to kick some ass. That's about it.
I think anybody that's ever thrown a rock before in their life knows damn well how hard it is. And so I consider you guys as much of an athlete as anybody. I mean, that's just like the throws that you guys pull off at times are just some of the most amazing things I've ever seen. So yeah.
Oh yeah. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right.
Tyler. Tyler, what club do you curl at?
St. Albert Curling
Don't
Club.
worry about it.
Yeah.
Oh, you're there.
Yeah.
Big time.
If I get up to Edmonton here in the near future, might have to get you out for a maybe 30-minute tune-up. Work on your game. I want to see what you're bringing there.
Yeah, if you could do that, it'd be fantastic, because I don't think I'm getting promoted from lead on my team anytime soon. I'm pretty far down the depth chart. Like, we have a 5-man roster, and we didn't make the playoffs, but if we would have made the playoffs, I was fully expecting a healthy scratch. So anytime you could get me to work on my game, I'd appreciate it.
Hey, I've been playing demoted to lead for 18 years. I feel your pain. I got you.
All right. We'll love to have you on again. And that could be some good video content, I think, as Ben improving my curling game.
And we'll do some golf.
And we'll do some golf. We could have
we have to add the big thing. We have to try to add 50 yards to Tyler's drive.
Mm-hmm.
He's blaming
you bunt.
Yes.
Like, how far do you hit it? Because I'm not a long hitter either. My buddies drill me, but
like the furthest I can go is like 230.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to talk about that.
I told you he needs some help. He's saying he needs a new driver to unlock more distance. And I think that's a reach. We have to work on some technique.
Yeah, probably. All right. Well, now that we've picked apart my athletic ability, we'll wrap this up. Ben, good luck. Make it to 5-0 tonight.
Okay, boys. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Ben.
Good luck.
Take it easy. Thank you.
See ya.
I was going to talk to old Ben about the Chestermere U11 AA baseball team.
That was Ben Hebert. That was a good chat.
He's a beauty.
As a curling nerd, that was fun too.
We're going to,
I'm always impressed with, like, I don't think this made the interview, but after we talked, I asked him if he was a big golfer. That's why you guys said we should go golfing with him. But he said that he was a 3 handicap and took up the game 10 years ago. So in like his mid 20s. Yeah. And then he said, he's a world-class curler, made a career out of being a world-class curler. And he said he started at like 18.
There's obviously some athletic ability there, because like that's.
No, I know, but it's just impressive. Like,
it is impressive. It makes me feel embarrassed for myself, but yes, it's impressive.
Yeah. That was really cool. And I liked that he called my ability to drive a ball embarrassing. 230, but it's down the middle more often than it's not.
That's fine.
Don't worry, we got a friend
you're not
like
going to go low. You're not going to go low at hitting it that far.
No, I'm not going to go low.
Yeah.
Like we got a fancy boy who does that as well.
Yeah, the lowest I've ever shot is an 81.
You're removing reaching par 5s and 2. And like the minute you can make par 5s, par 4s, game changer.
Yeah, I'm fully accepting of the fact that I need to work on that, but
you can. That's the beauty.
I want Ben to give me curling lessons.
That's fine. But he's a big golfer though. So you have to golf with him. You got to take him golfing to get the lessons.
Yeah.
If I saw your golf swing, I think JR and I both could probably tell you.
We played with him. We'll have to, we don't remember it because we were at the nation tournament. So we were getting after it.
Yes.
But when we go virtual golfing, it'll happen.
He's very army. Most people that don't hit it very far are very army. They're not enough body.
Yeah. That is an accurate description of my game. I'm very army.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to wrap this up here because Jay is already leaving. Jesus. All right. See you, man.
Call it 2:30.
He's got to call it 2:30. So there you go.
Hard outs, Yeah.
But all right, I think we're good. Oilers Flames tonight. Giddy up. Giddy up.
I really, really, really hope that on Thursday's pod, we are talking about 2 wins and a real positive outlook for the weekend. That would be something that if I was to ask the sports gods for, that's what I would be hoping for. So it all starts tonight. Let's see what happens.
There you go. That's going to be a wrap on episode 260. Shout out to our friend Ben Hebert for joining us. He's got a video up on his Twitter, PointsBet, Ben Hebert, Trailer Park Boys. We'll give that a share as well, so you can go take that in. He's done a bunch of really cool video content actually over on his Twitter. So shout out to our friends at PointsBet for helping us a little bit with that. Shout out to Twig and Berries, DoorDash, Oodle Noodle, and our presenting sponsor, the HGA Group. Let's hope for an Oilers win. Like Chalmers said, some positivity heading into Thursday's episode. Enjoy your week.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Real Life Podcast. Don't want to miss any of our nonsense? Hit the subscribe button and give us a follow on Twitter and Instagram.